Okay, we're leaving Duncannon and the fabulous Coyle Hotel. We just ate at Goodies and we're on our way to the Peters Mountain Shelter, about 11 miles. See you later. Hi, we are at the top of a mountain outside of Duncannon. We just climbed up about 800 feet and we are headed toward the Peters Mountain Shelter, and we have some ridge hopping here for a while, and then we go down eventually, but we stay at this level for a while. It's nice to do it in the cool of the morning. Take it easy. Oh, there he is. There's Atticus. Hey, Atticus.
I just left, what's it called, Table Rock. I didn't want to film there because there were like some teens, or maybe young adults, I don't know how old they were, hanging out, and I've been having a lot of issues with my audio, so I didn't want to have my voice compete with others, and I didn't want to intrude on them either. But I took some pictures, and they were very kind. They kind of scooted over so they weren't like awkwardly hanging out in the bottom of my photos. Yeah, it's really beautiful views. There have been a lot of really nice views because we've kind of, after the first climb, we've stayed up at, you know, between 1,200 and 1,400 feet. Just gotta make sure I don't trip over any rocks. But yeah, so I'm just doing the last 0.9 from Table Rock to Peters Mountain Shelter, which I looked at online, and it's like really nice. It's got like an upstairs and an indoor table and what looks like a shelf, and I think there might also be a bunk bed. It looks like really legit, which is one of the, I mean, that's the reason that I kind of booked it and tried to get ahead of everyone to get a good spot, or to get two good spots for my dad and I, because it's supposed to rain tonight and it's also supposed to rain tomorrow, and it would be a lot easier to not have to deal with a wet tent and wet gear. So this way we'll just roll up our bags and our pads and head out from the shelter. Also, I think it's nice sleeping on the harder surface, or in like a level surface of a shelter, either the floor or a bunk, is a lot nicer than sleeping on either uneven ground or a softer bed. The Coyle Hotel, I loved it. Like, yes, it's old, but that's part of its charm. And I mean, for $25 to get a room to yourself, I have no complaints. Like, it's $25, man. You can't get anything for that price in so many places. So I had fun. But the mattress was soft, which to some people would be nice, but I'm used to like a really, really dense fur mattress on my futon at home. So I like sleeping on harder surfaces. So I'm looking forward to getting to the shelter. This has also been quite an easy day. It's really nice. It's like some ups and downs and hopping over rocks, but I find that stuff fun. So, and it's the mileage. We're doing like 11.3 or 11 something today. So it's really not that bad. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to convince my dad to go to the shelter that's like 18 miles away. Although if it rains, we might not do that. But it would just make it easier And then like, what is it, then the next day, well, so that way we'd go to a shelter, not a campsite. I wouldn't have to carry water, which would be convenient. And we would have a shorter day to get into Lickdale. And I'm all about having more time in our zero town. So we'll see what happens. All right, catch you later.
Hi. We haven't done an update for a while because the trail has been occupying our time big time. Last time we checked in, we were on our way to Peters Mountain Shelter. Well, we made it to Peters Mountain Shelter and we spent the night there with in the shelter with a ton of no-bowers and some other flip-floppers.
And a dog.
And a dog, and it was pretty awesome. We met a lot of nice people, Mush and Lifesaver and Beaver and
No Peaky and Wally and Herb, or Herb, however
Okay.
you prefer to pronounce it.
Okay, and it was just a crowded shelter, but we had bad weather in the morning, so we were glad we were there. And so we spent the night there, we made it out, and we were gonna go, the original plan was just to go to a campsite 12.7 away, but we had forecasts of hail and bad weather, so we hoofed it 18 miles to the Roush Gap shelter, which is where we are here. And it rained like crazy last night. The shelter was too crowded. It only held 6 people, no bunks or anything, so we had to tent. And so we tented after walking 18 miles. And boy, we were tired. And it rained in the nighttime from like 7 onward, and it rained early this morning. But we packed up. It stopped just enough for us to get packed up, and we're headed to Swatara Gap, PA Route 72, and our first zero. So we're happy. We only have 6 miles to go today since we did 18 yesterday. So we'll check you later.
So this is like a burn zone, burn area, I forget what they call it. But basically everything that isn't the path is all burnt up, and it smells amazing. And then you don't see it as much on camera, but it's quite foggy or misty ahead of us. And the rain stopped, so it's a pretty nice walk this morning.
Thanks. Hello YouTube people. Here's the latest update. We made it out of Rausch Gap Shelter, and we only had about a 6-mile hike to Pennsylvania Route 72, and we did that, and of course it started to rain, and we walked through a fire zone, and we finally made it to PA 72, which was the road to Lickdale, Pennsylvania, where we have had a 0-day planned, and we made it. No one would pick us up in the pouring rain. It was just pouring rain. We had an Uber cancel on us. Then finally, we walked for about a half a mile. Then we called a Lyft again, and we got a Lyft to take us to the Fairfield Inn. That's where we are. We spent last night here, and we got a shower, and we're in a nice, really nice room, and watched Netflix last night and got Italian food, and so we're doing okay. We got on the computer, we're able to do a few things, and Nat will upload a new YouTube video in a few minutes or later today, and we're doing okay. And the next thing we next place we have to go is to another shelter about 11 miles away, the 501 shelter. And then after that, apparently the rocks start getting pretty bad in Pennsylvania, hence the term Rocksylvania. Anyways, so we got about, I don't know, 60 miles to go, and then we're going to go to a B&B, hopefully in a town called Andreas, Pennsylvania, in about 5 days. But right now we're just relaxing and just taking it easy because we need a break. And it was so nice to get fresh fruit today and real coffee. So we're hanging in there, and we're doing okay, and Nat's doing great. So we'll see you later.